Writers often complain that it's hard to be original. In a sense it is. You've probably heard that there are only a dozen plots, or only 7 plots, or only 6 plots. Nobody can agree exactly how many plots there are, but we all agree there aren't very many of them, and we've been telling the same ones for thousands of years. So if you're waiting for that great idea that nobody's ever thought of before, you could be waiting a while. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. As Vladimir Nabokov put it, style and structure are the essence of a book. Great ideas are hogwash. In fact, it's not as difficult to be original as you might think, and the secret lies in finding interesting and unusual noun phrases. But first, a wee confession. When I read fantasy manuscripts, I play fantasy bingo. See, most fantasy stories use the same restricted pool of noun phrases. You expect to find a dagger, a leather pouch, a horse, maybe an amulet or a tankard of ale. So let's just take the top row of our bingo card and try to make a sentence out of it. So he was holding his dagger when he emerged from the forest. He knocked the wooden door. Inside the tower was lit by candles. Now if we take those 3 sentences and we stick them into Google, then it takes less than a second to find a staggering 10,700,000 matches, which might cause an aspiring fantasy author to conclude that it's impossible to be original. But it's not. The secret lies in finding interesting context-specific noun phrases. If you look at most good fiction, then you'll find that it relies on strong noun phrases that are relevant to the character's particular situation. Take Salman Rushdie's Midnight Children, for instance. He writes, on election day 1957, the All India Congress was badly shocked. Although it won the election, 12 million votes made the Communists the largest single opposition party. And in Bombay, despite the efforts of Boss Patil, large numbers of electors failed to place their crosses against the Congress symbol of sacred cow and suckling calf. In The Commitments, Roddy Doyle writes, you'd never see Jimmy coming home from town without a new album or a 12-inch or at least a 7-inch single. Jimmy ate Melody Maker and The Enemy every week and Hot Press every 2 weeks. He listened to Dave Fanning and John Peel. He even read his sister's Jackie when there was no one looking. So Jimmy knew his stuff. And if you take a few nouns from a strong piece of writing and repeat the Google test, you'll see how easy it is to be original. Let's take the opening of Bruce Chatwin's song lines and pick out a few nouns. Let's go for Alice Springs, Osterbiter, cattle car and sunflowers. And when we stick them into Google, we get 6 results, all of which are quoting Chatwin. It's probable that in the whole long history of writing, nobody has ever used those 4 noun phrases in any combination before. And we can do the same thing with most books. From Louis de Bournon's Captain Corelli's Mandolin, let's pick out Divertico, Tratoloid, Tavernas, Olives and Prezza, stick them into Google and we get 7 results, and all of them are quoting de Bournon's novel. And this is what I call the Google test. From almost any page that you write, you should be able to take a handful of nouns, specific nouns that are relevant to your characters and their place in the world, to their location, to their interests. And if you put those nouns into a search engine, you should learn that nobody has ever used those words together in writing before. Now, not all good writing is going to pass the Google test. There are few context-specific nouns in Kafka or José Saramago. But then, most of us aren't Kafka or José Saramago. For most of us, finding and using the unique vocabulary of the world we're writing about is the secret to being original. Thanks for watching. and good luck with your writing.